All right. What are we going to play today? Let's do Brahms Academic Festival. Let's do Bartok Fugue. Let's do Heldenleben Muted High Lick. Prokofiev R and J first, masks, and was that 5? Gentilhomme opening and arpeggio and lick, and we'll end with Mahler 9 lyrics solo. Okay. All right. We're going with Brahms Academic Festival Overture first. It's going good, Brandon. What's up with you, man? All right. We're at 60% this week. It's getting exciting. Did you have a chance to read the article that I released today on what do you mean you just changed it, like this week or something? Oh, I wouldn't be playing a bunch if you just changed your embouchure. Unless you're playing like a bunch of G's. McGill writes, I will use rotary as soon as I get one. I don't own a rotary, so I have to borrow one. And the one I'm borrowing is in use by that person until the beginning of May. So I'm doing the best I can until I pick up one of those, and then I'll just jump on the rotary, and hopefully it kind of works itself out. All right, here's the first time through. I'm going to play a couple of notes first. Yeah, Brandon, I hope that I hope you have a chance to try out that. Well, I guess like you just had an embouchure change. You might have to chill out on it, but I hope you have a chance to try out that program at some point, because it's basically the ideas I talk about on here, but structured for other people's use. So here's the first time. Yeah, it's pretty amazing to me how much better that feels than even like 2 weeks ago. Um, and it's still pretty slow. Let's do it again. I'm going to take breaks though. I'll probably take breaks every 8 bars or so. Yeah. It sounds like an embouchure change might have been needed. So, ideally speaking, when you do an embouchure change, there should be some aspects of it that are better immediately. So, if you think that changing it and doing what you did made things like response and maybe not range, obviously, but definitely response and sound quality better, then yeah, it was definitely the right thing to do. Pretty nice, huh? Nice little miss right there at the end. All right, we got the Bartok fugue next. That's at 100, so 60% would be 60 beats. Dum, ding, dum, bum, beam, boom, boom, beam. So I'm playing each of these excerpts 2 times a day. So that's or 2 times a week. So that was one of my 2 repetitions, right? And I missed the high C. So what do? How do you handle that? Basically, for me, what I do is I think, how am I going to approach that differently next time? Because I get one more shot, right? So in an audition, say you miss it, you might get another shot to do it. So what I'm going to focus on is blowing do da dee and making sure that I have lots of energy in the notes preceding the high C, so that the high C feels as close to those notes as possible. I'm also a little beat up because this is like 8 days in a row that I've practiced these lists or these excerpts on this list. So I'm kind of just beat up and I need a day off, which will be tomorrow. Which brings into another question of, when do you take time off? A lot of us just play and we play and we play and we play and we beat our faces up And we think that playing more is going to do it and it's going to fix everything. And that's just not the case. Sometimes time off can be the best thing for us. So I'm going to take one day off of playing this week. I can actually do a whole day off tomorrow, which is great. But for me right now, I'm going to do the best I can. I'm going to try to make this thing work, because you might be in a situation in audition where you don't feel great and you got to execute. You got to make it happen. And so I'm going to get into that mind frame and I'm going to make this happen. Here we go. So that boo-boo that I had on the previous repetition, I think is actually a good thing, because it helps remind me what I need to do. And I'm in week 3 of a 10-week prep. So I have so many more chances to play that high C and get it right. But you can bet every time I play it from now on, I'm going to be thinking, move to the high C like that. So I went A, D, G. I'm thinking G, D, D, D. I'm not thinking G, D, ha, ha. I'm thinking stay up there. Stay brilliant. Stay excited on the G at 362, so that I can just kind of use that as a springboard all the way up to the C. You can bet I'm going to be thinking about that every single time from now on. So, neat. We have the Heldenleben muted lick. I actually don't think I played this last week. I think I missed it somehow. There's too many excerpts to keep track of. So we're going to do it now. Now, this is another example of an excerpt that can kind of be a pain to get through. In one shot at tempo. So I'm going to try to get through it at 60% tempo. I'm going to teach my face what that feels like. So hopefully, when I need to be able to do it, I'll be able to do it. 138 times 0.6 is 83. I did this at 50%, and it was miserable, but I did it. So you can imagine, if I can do that and I can feel confident doing that, anytime it shows up in an audition, I'm going to be thinking, that's going to feel good. That's going to feel awesome. So I'm going to do it again, but I'll for sure rest at the end of each of these just to give my face a little bit of a break. And there we go. Just like that, we done with that excerpt. That's a nice short one. I like it. I used to be afraid of that excerpt when it came up because I didn't think I could do it. Also, I think choosing the right mute makes a big difference. You know, I might not play that mute in a concert, or maybe I would, but in an audition, whatever makes it so you can play it, I think that's it. I really like the bit in the article about singing it 3 times. Yeah, I know for a lot of people, Brandon, for me, I feel like I have a really strong connection with what I hear in my head, but for maybe people that don't feel like if they weren't playing it 100% or feeling it at 100%, maybe they wouldn't be able to just rattle it off like that. This is a way to help people ingrain that habit, ingrain what it sounds like without, bashing in their face, basically. And I think singing is a very powerful tool. I'm sure people hear this all the time from teachers. Singing is a very powerful tool to utilize. And because, there's less in the way of the trumpet. So, yeah, I hope that... I hope it basically helps everybody. It would be incredible if it helps everybody as much as I feel like it's helped me to practice in that way. 114 times 0.6, 68. 68. So same thing as when I miss the high C in the fugue. I'm gonna hear do-a-dee, do-ee-do-da. I don't know if I'm singing the right pitches, but I'm really gonna aim for the D. Make sure I get down into that. I didn't hear that. That's why I couldn't do it. I can certainly play a D, so it had to do with more of what I was hearing. And so again, you can bet every time I play this excerpt now, I'm going to be thinking, make sure I nail that. And so basically playing it at this tempo means that the stuff that I can hear, the stuff that I can play really well, I'm going to be playing well all the time. I'm going to be nailing it. And the stuff that I struggle with, I can figure out, okay, what do I want to do, but at a slow enough tempo that I can actually fix it. Anyway, that's just my spiel. We got masks now. 86 times 0.6, 52. isn't that a nice excerpt? I love that excerpt. I've heard that our ballet in Alabama, they're in talks to do Prokofiev, Romeo and Juliet, the full ballet with the orchestra. I don't know if it'll happen, but supposedly it's in talks. That would be amazing. I'd love to play this ballet. All right, so we have Gentilhomme. This is a very cool excerpt too. Nice and I'm sorry about the little line there. My printer like 2 years ago ran out of ink, but we can kind of figure it out, right? Can I get both excerpts? Nah. All right. This is 106 times 0.6, 64. Nice. 2 times through. Just getting things done. Moving right along. The end lick. Oh, sorry. No, the arpeggio is 64 times 0.6. We're at 34. I'm gonna slur. I'm gonna do a little outside practice on those double tongued arpeggios really quick. Do you ever tongue stop notes, or do you prefer to leave an unstopped end as a general rule? I would say 95% of the time I would leave an unstopped note, but there are times, and I do it more often in the orchestra than I do playing excerpts outside of the orchestra. But I think it can help dictate rhythm and time actually pretty well and keep energy moving through a phrase. But I would say 95% of the time I try to just have an sort of a beautiful open-ended note for most of what I do. Good enough. What do we have left? Mahler 9 lyric. Wonderful. It's a beautiful solo to end it on. Yeah, McGill, absolutely, man. More than happy to answer any questions. This is like super fun for me. Love helping people. All right, I can go back over here to my excerpts now. What do we got? Mahler 9 lyric. 74 times 0.6, 44.4. Boom. So for that really wide F sharp to B jump, my plan is to just make sure I blow as far through the F sharp as possible to get some sort of connection. And then really you're just trying to, so it sounds smooth, right? But really you're just trying to keep almost from the F, right? Do, 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 dee, do, dee. You're trying to keep the energy and sort of the speed of the air from the F so it's not super far apart. That's the best way I can describe it. I hope that makes sense to everybody. See, that was better. All right, for my final trick, I suppose I got to play through the Arutunian lyric section. 66 times 0.6, 40. I'm going to do this without a metronome. I'm just going to play it slow. Pause. That's a lot on the face. I would not normally play this on C trumpet, but I don't want to take that many horns to the Chicago audition. I would need 5 if I took my B flat, and this is the only thing I need my B flat for, so I'm going to learn it. I didn't even see your question. I just figured somebody might want to know. Yeah, like I said, normally I do it on B flat. But I just don't want to take that many horns, and hopefully it sounds similar enough that I can get away with it. I'm going to do that again, and I'm just going to play it. I'm going to take myself off of this. We're just going to have an intimate moment here. I'm going to just play it because I like this, and I want to have some fun, and I think it's not going to hurt anything for me to play this. So we're going to play it for real. All right. That's a beautiful movement. I love it. Thank you, everybody, for joining me. And I'm going to take a day off. And so I'll be back on Thursday, probably Thursday night, streaming some more Chicago Symphony excerpts. Here to answer your questions, here to hang out. Make sure to check out my article that I wrote, that I released today about practice, efficient practice. And so I hope everybody has a good night. We'll see you on Thursday. See you later.